Thanks, JT Farms. Yeah, I'm a little off today. So thank you for that. If you weren't here, I don't know what I would have done actually. I would have been talking for a while in silence. So it's kind of humorous actually to not have the sound on initially. Today's a kind of a bittersweet day for me. Thank you for always. You are always here actually. Yeah. And it's totally appreciated. Uh, I'm not gonna be my super, wily, excited self today, obviously, because I'm going through a difficult stretch in my life right now. Um, I just figured I'd come out here and stream because usually when I stream, I feel a little bit better afterwards, and maybe I can help people in the process. So, I don't know. How are you? What's going on with you today, JT Farms? How's life? Yeah, same exact thing for me. Same exact thing. I was feeling really distraught last night, um, and then I just went and laid in bed at like I don't know, like 8 p.m. or something like that. And then I just laid there and you know finally got to sleep. And now it's I don't know. I woke up at like 1 a.m. and just did some reading. I was reading a book called the History of the Devil, and it's just kind of like it's an intellectual read. I don't know. I don't know if I'll stick with it. It was given to me by a friend a couple of years ago, and yeah, it just talks about how people like to localize the devil and to ascribe it for their own uh, political gains and power plays and things like that. Um, I don't. It's pretty good. It's pretty good so far. Um, yeah, like people like to say, "Oh, the devil is," they've used it in politics. The devil is the other country, right? The devil is the Muslims, or the devil is the Christians, or the devil is the Jews, or whatever. And that's where the seed of all evil lies. It's in all these ascriptions of the devil to these people. So it just to me it's just always seemed like such a fucking joke, and something so easy to see through. This notion of the devil. What the devil is. Everyone has their own thing. Some people think the devil is cigarettes. Some people think it's alcohol. I mean, at the end of the day, there's no evil. You can seek and ye shall find, right? If you look for something and you see evil there, you're gonna find it. But there is no objective capital D devil in my mind, at least. That varies with most of the world and most of the world's thinking, but that's just where I currently am right now in my thought. I will say this: it's pretty easy to attack another nation if you can convince your populace that the other nation is evil and is the devil, right? That's kind of interesting to think about. Um, yeah, you wanna in life, if you can, and it's a divisive move, right? There's a lot of these divisive moves that people pull. Divide and conquer. Everyone's always heard that term, but what really is divide and conquer? Well, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's such a simple, straightforward point. When someone preaches unification, that's dangerous to whoever is trying to do a power grab. Because when someone's trying to do a power grab, they need people divided. Because if you're divided, then you can't rise up against the whatever regime is controlling you. So you ascribe divisive tactics that separate and categorize and differentiate one from another. when in reality we're all the same. And that's something pretty amazing to think about. That all of us here, we're all the same. We're all um, just trying to get along, and just trying to exist in the world. And it's just, if you view everyone as identical to you, then you're not gonna have these wars and these conflicts and these issues, um, because by attacking them, you'd just be attacking yourself, right? So that's why I'm a big proponent of viewing everyone as their own. Everyone to view everyone as you would view yourself. Hopefully, and then but even prior to that, you need to learn to have some kind of self-love and compassion, because if you absolutely hate yourself, then you're gonna view others in the same light. You're gonna view others as evil or terrible or wrong. But if you love yourself, if you can somehow find the wisdom to be there and to be in a space of love and kindness, and towards and have that self compassion and self love, then you're gonna look at the rest of the world with that same self love and compassion. And but it's easier said than done. It's difficult. It's difficult to love oneself when uh, there's a lot of reasons. When we all have faults, right? We all have faults. We have to try to forgive ourselves of those faults. And what are faults anyway, right? That's kind of another interesting thing, right? I mean, you say, "Oh, I'm not good at X," or I shouldn't have done X, or I shouldn't have done Y, right? See, hyperdub, you're saying if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love anyone else? Because they're not me. Yeah, if you don't love yourself, how are you going to love anyone else? Because they're not me, right? Yeah, I'm a little confused about that. Maybe it's just because I've been having such a rough day today, but you do need to love yourself in order to love someone else. Because, oh, you're joking? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sometimes I'm not great at picking up on humor if I'm in like uh, kind of a distraught state. I'm a little more quick just to take things in a literal thing. But thank you. I do appreciate the lightening the tone a little bit, right? Um, but yeah, so anyways, I was just saying how I can't. How By the way, how are you doing today, Hyperdumb? How's life with you? I never even asked you. Are you from the U.S.? Are you? Where are you from? Where you where do you reside? I live in the U.S. I live in Chicago, and so yesterday was the 4th of July, and we celebrated the nation's independence, and I basically mostly just kind of like laid on the floor in despair, but that's just how it goes some days. And I tried writing poetry. JT Farms is a fellow poet here, and I tried writing poetry, and my poetry came out like garbage, which was a little frustrating. And it was even worse. So I have these particular pens that I use for poetry, and they're all gone. They're all gone. They all died. Like I had like two left, and I started writing with one, and it died out. And then I went and got the other one, and then like my last pen, decent pen, just died. So then I had to like try to write poetry with a shitty pen, and it really upset me. Oh, you're from California. You were in the chat for another stream, helping someone with police sci-fi homework. You're a grad student in political sci. Nice, nice. That's cool. I love political sci. You jumped in the chat immediately. The streamer was asking some questions about the elections, and I was like, might be able to help here. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool that you're expanding your knowledge, and try and going for poli sci. I have a master's in philosophy, and so the two are pretty. They're somewhat related in some sense. My analytic philosophy program didn't focus a lot on politics, though. That's more of like the continental school of philosophy. Um, but yeah, were you able to actually were you able to give some insights and to help out the stream at all when you jumped in? I always feel weird when I ask a question and there's like a pause. I don't know if it's not like I'm really uncomfortable with silence, but it's just there's like that delay. So I'll ask the question and I'll be like, is this person even still here? Do they, are they AFK or whatever? And then also it takes longer for the chat to type a response to whatever I have to say than it is for me to talk. You say, so, oh yeah, the questions they were dealing with are stuff my colleagues and I teach intro students. Okay, cool. So you had a pretty good grasp over it. Easy for me, but they're just at a different place in their education. Perfect. Yeah, yeah, and that's how it is, right? It's like it's like if someone came to me with some basic philosophical questions, it'd be pretty straightforward and easy for me to help them out. But if they wanted to talk about like you know being in nothingness and some of the more abstract uh, uh, continental philosophy ideas, I wouldn't be able to just type it out in the chat real quick and you know give them some kind of give them an insight in that way. But yeah, anyways, we're just gonna do some meditation today. Uh, Self improvement, right? Try to improve oneself. Try to improve one's peace. I feel like clarity of mind is crucial, especially in this. Well, I was gonna say especially in this day and age, but that's kind of when people say that, like that's just some kind of platitude that doesn't really have any meaning, especially in this day and age. I mean, if you look at the course of human history, it's pretty much just the same cycle, repeating over and over. So um, there is no, especially in this day and age, it's always just a matter of all times are tough, and in all times we need knowledge, and in all times we need wisdom. And if in order to get that wisdom and that knowledge, we have to experience things posteriori, and we can also think about things deductively, a priori. So yeah. With that being said, let's see. JT Farms, you say be where you need to be right now. Feel what you need to feel. Guide us where you need to. I'm here with you. Well, thank you so much, JT Farms. Thank you. And I'm here with you too. You and I have not had an easy path. We've had a lot of trauma, a lot of suffering in our lives, and it's shaped us and molded us in certain ways. And we've learned a lot, which is good. And we're still here. We're survivors, right? At the end of the day, we didn't kill ourselves. At the end of the day, we're still here. Uh, you know, that was Camus' big question. Whether or not one should kill oneself, right? He came to the conclusion we shouldn't, right? Um, you know, and a lot of people, come to the other conclusion. But for one, I don't know how much longer I'll have left on the earth. Maybe 50 years, whatever, 40 years. Um, but yeah, I figure I'll just stick it out. I'll hang around and see what happens. Uh, let's see. Hyperdumb, you said history was easy until the exact moment I stopped being a kid. What a coincidence. Yeah, right. Yeah, when you stop being a kid, things are very different, right? Um, yeah. I feel like dehydrated today. I mean, I've been drinking water all day. I just don't know why I can't like quench my thirst. Hyperdummy said this was regarding this day and age. Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, dude. See there, context, right? If you didn't add in the second statement, I wouldn't have had the context for even what you were saying. That's one of the weird things about being a streamer. You have to like kind of like you read what people say, but then you have to also remember the context from the moment in which they spoke it, or not spoke it, but typed it, right? So like, unless we have that context, we don't really understand. We don't usually have the full understanding of what the person's saying. So like sometimes if there's like a lot of chat, and I'll go back to read some of the stuff in the chat, someone will say something and it's like, oh, are they? And then I have to think, well, are they referring to X, Y, or Z? Most streamers just kind of gloss over it, but I prefer to have an actual understanding of the context, so I can actually know how to respond appropriately, right? I mean, if you said something like, I mean, there's crazy miscommunication that could ensue in these chats, and it does all the time. And then especially, you know, with like sarcasm and things like of that nature. I mean, it's tough. It's tough to maintain good, open, honest communication. Then you get your occasional troll, and you get to deal with the trolls. And sometimes the trolls are actually kind of funny, but sometimes they're just there to like try to usurp the show, and it's like it's not very productive. I'm here trying to help people, and it's like when the trolls come in, you gotta deal with them in your own way. Um, just to be fair to everyone. I don't know. Well, maybe let's just do some meditation. Let's do some meditation, and you're gonna want to get yourself in a nice, comfortable seated position. You can sit in lotus pose on the ground. You can sit cross-legged with your back against the wall. You can sit in a chair. The main thing is to sit in a position that's comfortable for you, and yeah, just find a position where you feel you can sit for a while, and just be all right, and not have your body screaming at you, because it's uncomfortable. And then you're going to want to close your eyes. And I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that goes off every 2 seconds. This is actually an Amitabha Buddhist chant, and you can use that to help regulate your breath count. And just sit for a minute and take a few deep breaths on your own. And just kind of try to let go of the day's events and settle in to a peaceful state of mind. There are no expectations for this meditation. The fact that you showed up here to meditate shows your willingness and dedication for self-improvement. In this meditation, set an intention as to what you hope to achieve, and hopefully you will obtain that goal. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. And exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. And breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. And breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Focus on your breath count throughout the remainder of this meditation. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. Inhale deeply through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. And exhale deeply through your mouth, releasing all stress and worry. Return your focus to your breath. For me, meditation is about unifying. Unifying one's own self and also unifying oneself with everyone else's. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. And exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. And breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Stay focused on your breath. We live in a divisive world, as we always have. We look at others as the other. We label them as friends or foes, and that's how we carve up our reality. But I suggest a different approach. I suggest in that we look at others as the same as ourselves, and we love them with as much compassion as we give ourselves. That's why it's important to first love oneself, because if you don't love oneself, you can't love another. Focus on your breath. Inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. Breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. Meditation is a tool to bring us inward. We need to venture in order to understand ourselves. The ego doesn't want us looking within. It says what is within is complex and convoluted and is wrong or incorrect and is evil. But we don't need to listen to the ego. When we go in, what we truly find, beyond all projections, beyond all insecurities, beyond all pain, is a source of creation that is pure love. When we recognize that love that exists within us and come to identify with it, then we can see that love within the people that we encounter in our daily world. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. And breathe in through your nose. And breathe out through your mouth. Focus on your breath. I've talked a lot about going into the pain and not shying away from it. About how pain can be a great teacher if we have the courage to go within and explore that pain and explore that trauma and see what lessons we can learn from it. This is easier said than done, and the ego would much rather keep us distracted and look at worldly events and emotionally attach ourselves to all sorts of states of affairs. And the outcomes of those affairs then would dictate our emotional responses. And we would be a prisoner. We would become slave to those emotions. But if we delve within into that pain and into that discomfort, we come to find not the horrific lessons that we thought might be there, but we come to find a source of learning, a place where we can go and reconnect with the source of all creation, because that is foundational. Pain is of the ego. Suffering is of the ego. Love is foundational. When we recognize our love, we can share that love with the world, and we can teach others how to love themselves. That is the ultimate service you can give another, awakening the awareness of love's presence in them by first awakening the awareness of love's presence within you. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. And exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. And breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. And breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. As you breathe in, visualize positive chi energy flowing in. And as you exhale, release all that does not benefit you. The chi energy, whether it exists as whatever its ontological status is, it doesn't matter in the end, as long as you can reap benefits from the idea of it. Sometimes a concept is just scaffolding, and we need it for a while, and we use it to construct any kind of understanding that is beneficial. And then after we've made our construction, we can kick away the scaffolding because we've furthered our understanding and we no longer need that scaffolding. Inhale through your nose. And exhale, releasing all tension from your body. Breathe in. And breathe out, releasing all that does not serve you well. In a lot of meditations and yoga classes, they say to release all that does not serve you. But there's always a voice that will serve you that is not going to be beneficial for you. That voice is of the ego. You always have the choice to listen to the voice of fear and to listen to the ego and get caught up in ego dynamics. That voice will always serve you. So I say, release all that does not serve you well, or all that does not benefit you. Because that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to increase our understanding and promote our well-being. So inhale through your nose, taking in positive energy, and exhale through your mouth, releasing all that does not benefit you. And inhale through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. And exhale through your mouth, releasing all that does not serve you well. Stay true to your breath. Loving oneself is the hardest thing one can possibly do. We're taught our entire lives that we have sinned or that we're deserving of blame and punishment. But in reality, all that is false. Our nature is perfect love. And we can extend that perfect love in all directions and help all those whom we encounter. It's so difficult, though, to release all that we've been taught and to journey inward through the pain to the source of creation. And to find that place and reside there and always remember that that is our home. That's our goal. That's the ideal. That's our journey. And that's our vision. Inhale. And exhale, releasing all that does not benefit you. And breathe in, going deep into the place of love that exists within. And exhale, releasing all ego from your mind. The ego thoughts and the ego mind wants you to remain prisoner, for it is literally fighting for its existence. When one comes to realize that the ego doesn't exist from the context of eternity, that it only exists within this illusory spatial temporal realm, one can see the ego for what it truly is, and one can choose to release it. Because we have a choice of whether we want to live in fiction or in truth. Fiction being the ego, and love being truth. We can always go to the source of love within us via meditation, if we so choose, and reside there. Inhale. And exhale, releasing all that does not benefit you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that obscures your vision. Your essence is love. The manifestation of that love is light. Our purpose is to connect with others through that light. By showing others the love that exists within themselves, within them, we are doing them the ultimate service, for we are teaching them who they truly are. For our essence is love. My essence, your essence, and everyone else's essence is love. That love is foundational, and when we identify with it, we return home to the place of eternal quiet and peace. That place we reside always, unless we choose to think with the ego mind. And that takes us away from our true essence, not from the context of eternity, but from the context of this spatio-temporal realm. It takes us away from the place of perfect peace within us. So as we inhale through our nose, let's focus on that love that exists within. And as we exhale through our mouth, let's release all ego that blocks our vision. Inhale. And exhale, releasing all that does not benefit you. Breathe in through your nose, gently raising your abdomen. And breathe out through your mouth, gently lowering your abdomen. All of life is love, and all of death is of the ego. For creation is love, and that is our home in love. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that does not benefit you. Inhale deeply through the nose. And as you exhale, release all stress and tension from your being. Gently open your eyes and return to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of the day. Namaste. Thank you all so much for being here with me now and sharing the sacred space. Thank you for working to improve yourself by realizing your own oneness and by working through the pain. I hope everyone got something out of this meditation. I apologize that it was a little choppy and convoluted at times, but that's kind of where I'm at. So, such is life. So, with that being said, yeah, JT Farms, no sorry ever. Thank you. I'm a perfectionist, so it's tough for me it's tough for me to forgive myself, basically. You know, when I make a mistake, I don't like that. I'm a hyper dumb. I don't know if I've mentioned this before when you were in the chat, but I'm a chess player. I'm a chess instructor, and I teach chess for a living. That's my job. So when I make a mistake on the chessboard, you know, it bothers me a lot, right? Because I'm always looking for that perfect move. And then, you know, life is not chess, but in life sometimes that spills over. So, you know, I make a mistake in real life, and you know, I let it affect me. I let it bother me, and you know, that's just how it goes. You said, "Hey, don't worry about it being convoluted. I don't see any of us leading a stream." Yeah, I mean, I'm trying my best. I'm trying, you know, just to promote some goodness, not promote some love into the world, and just trying to make things a little bit better. So, yeah, JT Farms, you said we are always a work in progress. We must allow ourselves margin for error. Yeah, that's true, and that's a good point. I'm my biggest critic, right? You know, that's what we say. You know, we're all our own biggest critics, right? there, and we all have our insecurities and our doubts and our fears, and that's all ego, though. We want to bypass that. We want to work through that, and we really want to get to a place where we can love ourselves. But it's really difficult. But meditation's a great tool to do that with, and same with yoga and qigong and kumai, any of the energy arts. Anything that leads to introspection. I mean, just sitting on a chair or reading a book that makes you think a little bit more is also going to help. You think more and increase your understanding. So these are all ways. These are all paths to improvement. Hyperdom, you said you used to be super critical of yourself until you realized you were just doing it to shield myself. Yeah, there's that too, right? That absolutely, JT Farms. That's super on point. When if we're our own biggest critic, if we beat ourselves up the most, then it doesn't, then we don't feel as afraid of other people beating us up, right? Or other people criticizing us. It's that's really on point. It's cool. It's cool. You call yourself hyper dumb, and you come in with all the wisdom. I love the irony in that. It's beautiful. And then you do say some stuff that's like, that's jokingly playful and whatnot too, right? To come across in a humorous manner, which also adds a lot to this. Which also adds a lot to the stream and adds a lot to the chat. So thank you for all that. Yeah, it's a mixed bag. Hyperdom. One of my names, my usernames that I use a lot is the word ignorant. Except I spell it IGNERANT. And that's one of my usernames, and I kind of see Hyperdumb that name Hyperdumb kind of being similar in some sense to the misspelled usage of the word ignorant, right? And if we can spread some joy and some love and light into the world, then yeah, let's do it, right? Okay, well, that's about all I got in me for today. I was telling Hyperdom, you came in a little bit later, but I was telling JT Farms yesterday was a really rough day for me. So I didn't sleep well. I barely got any sleep. That's why I'm streaming at this time. I mean, I'm in Chicago, so it's like 4:51 a.m. and I don't know what the hell's going on right now. so I guess this is a good time to end the stream. I love you both. Thank you so much for showing up. And let's see. I don't even know if anyone's going to be honored to raid. Let's see. It's good to raid people, though. You never know. Someone could use it. Oh well, we got some reruns. Check me out. I mean, she's a pro. She's one of the pro streamers. We can all, and she's helped people find peace, and she knows her stuff. She's good. So let's just give her a raid. Why not, right? She does ASMR also, and all sorts of other cool stuff. All right. So I hope you all have a great day, and are having a good 4th of July weekend. And those of you in the rest of the world, I hope you're having a good weekend. And yeah, thank you, Hyperdom, much appreciated. Peace be with you.